Hi, my name is Tom and welcome to PowerTech's YouTube channel. Today we're doing Webinar Wednesdays where we explore products and their applications. Today's segment is going to be focused around smart office and some of the product offerings that are available in this space. This is an emerging space that's really taken off with all the recent COVID issues and making sure that our internal spaces, both offices, schooling, working environments, are all regulated and maintained to make sure that we have a nice, safe working environment for the occupants. Out of this has stemmed a vast range of things, so I'm only going to cover a couple of the key elements today. Previously, I just touched on the COVID-19 strains. Now, air quality became a really paramount concern when we had COVID-19 sweep through the globe. Out of this, a lot of the schooling requirements, particularly in Canada, Iceland, Norway, we have seen a lot of advancements where people are now looking for a requirement for indoor ambient monitoring. This is a great little unit for this use case. I've actually got a live unit here that we use in our office at PowerTech. So this unit records a number of different metrics. We get CO2, temperature, humidity, what we're doing with formaldehyde, total volatile organic solids, as well as just an ambient brightness sensor and an activity sensor. It's a really nice system because it's got a quick at a glance. So what any person can do, you don't need to be trained. It'll give you a green, yellow or a red depending on the condition of the room, which will indicate whether or not that room needs better ventilation essentially. You can see at the moment mine is currently flickering between yellow and red, indicating that we should probably open a window or switch on the ventilation. Now, while that is very helpful, you can take that a step further and begin to automate a lot of these processes. So as that indication there might go red, indicating that we need to have more ventilation, we can then utilize a LoRa controller. This little unit operates on LoRa, which is a type of frequency which is unique for machines. I'll go into that a little bit further later. What this essentially will do is when this unit sends a, hey, we need to open up a window, it'll send a trigger command to this unit, which will open and close a relay and could be used to switch on an air conditioning unit, ventilation shafting, even physically open a window, depending on what it's actually connected to. Again, just an open and close relay, so that the possibilities are endless. You could even use it to switch pumps on and off. There's a lot of things that you can use this nice little device for. I touched on LoRa. Now, LoRa is a communication standard that we utilize. Think of it like Wi-Fi for machines is probably the easiest way to think about this. You need to have a LoRa gateway, which is very similar to a Wi-Fi modem. So you go and plug this into your existing internet source. It'll cause a LoRa signal to be emitted from the gateway. This is something that only LoRa devices can see. It's not for internet, while it gives these devices internet access, it doesn't provide internet access for humans or devices such as TVs or mobile phones. It's only good for very tiny little packets of data, which makes it perfect for sensors. So sensors sending things like it's 17 degrees or switch on or those sorts of commands, very tiny little packets of data, absolutely perfect. All of this suite of MileSight gear operates on LoRa and then talks back to the MileSight platform, which is a very intuitive trigger calculating platform. You can make heaps of different adjustments on there, set up your dashboard. It's really lovely. Amongst other things in this range, you can then scale up and down. So I've sort of showcased, I guess, the Rolls Royce in terms of ambient monitoring. I really love this thing. It's great. I've used it in a number of deployments. We then have an earlier model, which is more compact, battery operated. This unit here can be battery operated or hardlined in, so that's entirely up to your discretion. This unit doesn't have the traffic light system, which is the only reason why I favour this unit over this one. The traffic light system makes it very easy for somebody to understand without having to know all the complexities of what those metrics actually correlate to. There's a more simple, just ambient temperature monitoring. So this will just take temperature and humidity. We see this being utilised a lot in like fridge environments, cold room storage, places where even just office environments to automate air conditioning being switched on and off at night time, for example. Power saving is usually the number one cost reduction that we're looking at with this sort of kit. Automating switching off computers at night time, for example. Again, having a more controlled environment for the parameters for switching air conditioning systems on and off. We can take this a step further as well. Mole sites have a fully industrial range of equipment. So this here is the more retail consumer friendly variants. Then we still have an industrial range. Now this range is fully IP rated. This is a CO2 sensor. So each detecting carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, well, in the enclosure, and mostly used, again, in more industrial sense. Wine cellars have a great need for it, as well as general working environments where any toxic gases may be involved. Again, massive amount of applications. The exciting thing with IoT is that you're never really limited to any one application. The sensors are just simple sensors at the end of the day. How you utilize those sensors is entirely up to you, and it allows for a lot of creativity to come out of this segment. Thank you for watching, and I hope you tune in for us next time. Cheers.